run a few races to qualify, or is that just for the first time?
That's for your first time.
Okay, so once you've done the first time and you've done the Iditarod, then you can do it whenever.
You got to compete in 500 miles of racing. They have to be sanctioned Iditarod races.
So a total of 500 miles?
Yeah, so you got to do a 200-mile race and then a 300, and that qualifies you for Iditarod. Once you finish one, you're in the club.
Yeah, that's right. Well, how many years have you done this now?
This will be my fourth.
Your fourth one, okay. Well, it's because we had watched the bidding for the Iditarod a couple years ago, and I've not been able to do it, but you were there, and all of a sudden near the end, your name was on the list, and so I wasn't sure if you...
You know, sometimes they run like contests here in Anchorage, and some of the car dealerships, they buy a car, they'll throw that in.
That's the camera there.
So you get pulled to do some of this?
Yeah, you know, one year I had a special needs kid, a little boy, and then they asked me if I knew his name. I said absolutely. So, but you never know.
Well, good.
So that was cool to hear that when I got that email.
Well, it's kind of fun.
I'm trying to remember out of the 25,000 people.
I know. Well, I'm just really upset that you didn't hear us that one year. No, I'm kidding. I know so many come through. Because even that year that we went on that cruise and did that, some other people from my school at a different time went on that cruise and went to your camp, and they were like, yeah, we saw those the same ones. And so it was kind of fun. Who's the other? The doctor. All right. The doctor from Dallas. What was his name?
Cummins?
Cummins was up there with y'all, I know, that year. And so that was when we kind of watched it. So, goodness. Okay. Make snacks and things while we're on the trail. I hear that they
occasionally me and my dad would tease each other that one of them got lost more than the other one. But
we have a smart ones like that. Is that the main thing they want to do?
Yeah, my dance. Last year I crossed the dance pretty good. I crossed in my eyes.
I think it's always been there. It's been part of my family.
No, I didn't really decide like my eyes did. It's like
part of my motivation to come to Alaska was my grandparents.
Nope. But like things like that's what frostbite. Hey, Mrs. Hayes class, thanks for your support and your interest in this year's race. Hope you guys enjoy watching the race.
Okay, why don't we just do this? Okay, Rick, thank you so much for talking to us. We've been talking about the Iditarod at school, and my kids have some questions that they wrote for you. So would you mind answering? This was something, well, they didn't put their name on the paper, sorry. How many dogs do you have?
My kennel consists of 50 dogs.
Wow.
And, we'll be taking 16 out on the race with me. In that 50, I have a lot of puppies and things like that. They're the future of my kennel, so it's important to keep that going because the dogs get older and retire and things like that, so we got to keep that injection of young dogs coming in the team. So right now the kennel's at about 50 dogs.
Okay, do you train some of the younger ones still, or have they started training a little bit already?
Yeah, a little bit, but my focus is on the adults and getting them ready for this race.
Okay, great. Nathaniel wanted to know, how fast do Huskies go?
Well, these dogs are capable of going over 20 miles an hour, but this race is a 10-day race, over 1,000 miles, and if we did 20 miles an hour, they wouldn't be able to go very far. So the thing to do is to maintain your speed. So our average speeds that you'll see us doing are between 10 and 12 miles an hour, and I train my dogs to do 11 miles an hour, so I try to keep my guys between 10 and 11.
Okay, so it's not how fast you go, it's just keeping a steady pace.
Exactly, it's all about maintaining your speed.
How do you tell how fast you're going?
Many hours on the sled, you can tell. And I train with a GPS too, so I know exactly how fast I go.
Okay. Madison wanted to know, how tall are the mountains here in Alaska?
Well, the highest point on the range, we climb up to about 5,000 feet, and that's going up to Rainy Pass, and then we'll come back down. But they're not necessarily really, really tall mountains, but they're very steep and very technical. So,
are those the ones that have the sharp turns and lots of slips and slides?
It's got everything. It's got anything you can think of. We're going over it.
Is that one of the hardest places of the race?
Yeah, it is. I mean, we're crossing the biggest mountain range in North America, the Alaska Range. So it's the real deal up there for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Zane wanted to know, what are your dogs' names? And I know you've got lots of them, but maybe you could tell us some of your main dogs in your team.
We got Grisman, Vassar, Moose, Simon, Yoshi, Scruggs, Cocoa Puff, Wendy, Cashmere, Desi. How many was that?
That sounds like
Quite a few.
That was quite a few. So are these dogs just your dogs, or are they like they're your
I spend an insane amount of time with my dogs. It's I just enjoy them. You know, I click them off their chains and just let them run around and tackle me, and you know, it's no, I love them. You know, I've always had dogs growing up, and it's just now I have 50 of them, and it's. But no, they're. I spend quite a bit. You have to. You got to build that bond with them. I mean, I just like to let them be dogs. You know, just let them run and chase each other around, and you know, like.
So they're like your family.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. They're my kids. They're my kids for sure.
That's great. Olivia wanted to know, how many times have you been in the snow?
Well, I live in the snow, so that's every day.
How many times have you been in the Iditarod race?
This will be my fourth one.
Okay.
Run 3 now. I've finished all 3, and
that's quite an accomplishment right there.
It is. But this year we're looking for good things.
Are you?
Yeah,
Going to be a tough.
I have the dog. You know, this team is very good, and it's completely on my shoulders. There's no excuses. It's kind of been my mantra all winter that there's no excuses this year. I have the team that can compete, and so it'll be. Hopefully, I can have a clean run. You need a lot of luck in this race too. So hopefully, Mother Nature will be nice to me this year, and we'll get out down the trail as fast as we can.
Very good. How many dogs are on your team?
Well, we start with 16, so we'll have 16 dogs.
Okay, and you can go down to
6.
6.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And one last one. What do your dogs eat?
Primarily, my dogs will eat frozen beef and dry dog food.
Okay.
But I feed them fat, fish, tripe, chicken, lamb fat, turkey skins. That's pretty much.
Well, I remember at the camp you said you fed them frozen blood as like a popsicle treat or something.
Yeah, like the beef will soak it and it just kind of baits the water. So, but they really like that frozen beef.
What do you eat on the trail?
This year I'm eating calzones, so I made different types of calzones. I got calzones, pizza, macaroni and cheese. Pretty much I made everything calzones because it's very easy and it's simple. French toast, breakfast burritos I made, but everything that could just be eaten. You know, I don't have to sit there with a fork. You know, I could just, because we vacuum seal all the meals, and then we boil water for our dogs to melt that frozen meat. So while that water is boiling, I'll put my sealed meal in there, and that'll thaw it out, and then I could just open up the wrapper and just
eat it real quick.
Because we don't eat very much out there. We're so exhausted and tired that you just don't feel like it.
Very good. Okay, and one last thing. What do you plan on doing after the race?
Well, I'm going to have to go back home. I'm going to relax a little bit, but all those puppies that I talked to you about, I have to get those guys harness broke and get them in shape because we're leaving for the summer to do tours.
Oh, that's right. So you're keep on training then, even after the race?
So I'm not going to have a break this year. Usually I go home to see my parents and stuff, but this year I'm not going to be able to just because I have so many young dogs. I got to get them moving again. So.
Well, good. Well, thank you so much for your time.
All right.